we're back. If this is your first time here, welcome along. You're joining us for Rise of the Forsaken, our fortnightly stream here on Twitch. And we are heading into book 3. All of the previous episodes are available over on our YouTube channel if you wanted to catch up and see what was happening and find out a little bit more about it. Context is king. And jumping straight into book 3, we'd love to have you hang out. That'd be great. But you might miss out on a couple of things, especially the relationship between the party members. I mean, they're all siblings, but you know, it's crumbling. It's on very, very thin ice. And before we begin book 3 and we journey into our prologue, we said that it would be nice maybe for a little bit to kind of catch up and offer a sort of a brief synopsis of book 1 and book 2. All of the characters except Nolra leveled up. And
don't, Declan, like, actually don't try me. Do not try me.
I stated all the
Declan told us
leveled up
this afternoon that everyone gets to level up bar me, and I've been fucking fuming since he told me that. I'm so angry right now. So just don't push me, Declan.
I'm really happy.
Cat, I can't be angry at you, Cat, but I will take my anger out on the others.
I get 2 new spells. Wow.
And you know what really ticks me off? Even if I did level up, because Nulla is going through some shit, she doesn't get to use any of her abilities. So.
Oh, I get 3rd level spells.
She gets
fucking great. I'm so happy for Mooney. Well done.
Oh my god.
You guys just do your leveling up there. I'm just gonna doodle on my page.
done my leveling up. What do I win?
So, leveling up aside, because we will chat maybe about the characters and the direction that you've decided to take them in coming into book 3. And even though, you know, you're fairly unsure. Sorry, James. I just looked at I just said to check the stream. All looks great. You're fixing the captions. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, they disappeared. I don't even know at this point, but I'm on it.
Okay, no worries. And so I think, I'll do a bit of an intro, and then we can kind of maybe talk about the events of book 1 and 2, and maybe then have a chat about characters and maybe possible outcomes of book 3 and what you might be thinking about as we head into it. So, very, very briefly, you are most welcome along this evening to the return of Rise of Forsaken. We are playing book 3, Winter's Pilgrimage. This is a homebrew game here at D8 Dungeon. My name is Declan. I'm the Dungeon Master, and I am joined by James, Fiona, Kat, and Eilish. We would normally be joined by the effervescent Emma. I don't know why, but lately I've started to alliterate Emma's name, just specifically Emma. Her name. I don't know what that. Effervescent.
I think of like an Alka-Seltzer. Well, I mean, Richmond is an Alka-Seltzer at the bottom of the sea right now. So it tracks.
Big old fizzy Alka-Seltzer. And there may be a guest or two popping in along the way in book 3. You'll have to stick around to find out this evening and learn a little bit more about that. D8 Dungeon is a group of Irish tabletop role-playing gamers who just love telling stories, having fun, giving out to the DM, derailing campaigns and adventures, and sharing that with an audience. We stream fortnightly here on Mondays. We've a new stream starting on Thursdays called Random DMs, and where we will be rolling for the DM seat every session to determine who's going to be taking us through the Lost Mines of Phandelver. We have, keep an eye out for that. We might be looking for a spare DM or player or two. If that sounds like it might be your cup of tea, head on over to our Discord server, D8 Dungeon. You can also find us on social media at D8 Dungeon. And look, I'm trying to get past it because it's a crappy Irish inherent thing, but we recently won an award. We did. Our podcast series, Romancing the Dungeon, came third or took bronze in the Irish Podcast Awards for Best Fictional Podcast. So that's awesome. And yeah, that was a great piece of news to get over the weekend, and we were thrilled by it.
Well done, everybody.
Well done, you guys.
So it's not all bad. Like, it's not all bad. We,
I feel that's directed at myself and Kat, who are not part of the podcast.
But we're the biggest fans. Yay.
Oh, Kat, you couldn't even say that with an ounce of earnest.
No, I meant it. I'm just very tired.
So, Rise of the Forsaken is our other homebrew game, and it is set in the world of Down. And it is, again, I don't think have we ever said this, but this world already existed in
oh yeah,
in two games I ran, actually. It was two campaigns that ran parallel to each other, with two separate groups of players from opposing factions in the world. And it was set in the future. So the events of what we are playing right now, I won't go any further with that. And yeah, that's all you need to know, is that so the games we played as just friends around a table a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, wrapped up, was very much the precursor to this. And it was a load of fun. It was great. It was so much fun to delve into kind of Irish, Celtic, splash of Norse, a smidge of Egyptian mythology, and a little bit of the Greek stuff in there while we're at it as well, and kind of, I guess, play with that stuff and create this world that we are all in. We started with book one, and book one really sort of was about establishing the characters. It was very much about giving us that sort of, who are they? What's this world that they live in? And kind of delving into the beginning of where things may or may not go. I'm going to start with kind of a fairly simple question. Was there any particular moment or point in book one that stood out for you guys? Was there anything that you were like, that for me was like my favorite moment, or that was the big moment in the story that I really, really enjoyed?
Oh, 100% Regiment winning the writing
I was
competition.
literally about to say that.
I was
literally
dead set I was going to win. I'm not joking. And he did the little shite. But then I was so excited. I won't tell Emma that. I hope she's not watching.
She's absolutely watching, yeah.
She's absolutely, she's noted that. And she's clipping it now.
But yeah, I was full sure he wouldn't even get to the final round.
But it seems so long ago, but
doesn't it?
Like so long ago.
Yeah. We were just babies.
We were little babies. We had no idea.
To be fair, we also did a session 0. Like, we did a session 0, and then we did kind of a prologue session where we, as a group, kind of established, because we didn't want to go into the first live session without having played together before, because I had played with everybody else except Kat.
Hello.
And actually, everybody else had already played the other game. So Kat was the blow-in. And weirdly enough, that's strangely fitting kind of for Mooney as well, though, I think.
Yeah.
Like, Mooney is I mean, you're all odd, don't get me wrong. None of you are normal.
Players or characters?
So, Kat, you came in as Mooney. Is there much of a difference between the Mooney that started in book one and the Mooney that we saw at the end of book two?
I think yes. I think Mooney's a little bit traumatized now.
Oh.
Like I know we joke about it, but I definitely do think that, because I always had in my mind that Mooney was kind of like definitely the oddball of the family and probably of the village as well, that she spent more time and socialized more with the animals on the farm, and she was very much insular with her little animals, and like they were the only ones that really understood her. And then they're all gone now, and she's thrust into this absolutely chaotic little traumatizing adventure now. And I think that, and no one's really talked to her about how she's feeling at the minute. And so, of course, when she keeps going on about like, oh, let's go on a big rebellion, let's do all this crazy shit. It's almost like a suicide mission because it's kind of because she's like so traumatized and she hasn't really talked it through with everyone, because the only people she would talk to would be her little animals, and they're all dead now.
You can talk to Brassica. He's
God, don't.
But does Brassica want to talk to her?
He does. He was very concerned about you at the Battle of Cove.
Bless his little heart. So yeah, Mooney's she's completely different now, I think.
Oh, Mooney, my heart.
I think she's just, because she could just, get up and go straight out into the barn and that'll be her whole day. And now she's in the wild, wild world and she doesn't know what to do or how to talk to people.
It's interesting, I think, Kat, that you had said that Mooney doesn't really have in the family, in the group, the five of you, the siblings, that she doesn't have anyone there that she would rely on or confide in. Because I think that's very different in the other four. Like, as much as maybe Nolra and Redmond would hate to admit it, they are each other's rocks. Like they are. Like, look. You can fight it, you can deny it, you can do whatever you want, but there I suppose we have to say was something there. Like there was that sort of, whether it's competition or anger or frustration or whatever it might be.
Emma and I did approach it wanting to be Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito from Twins. So, I don't know if we've accomplished that goal.
And the dynamic of that relationship, who's the Danny? Who's the Arnold?
I'll let the viewers decide what they think.
But
Richmond's absolutely the trash man.
we kind of see that as well with Diara and Umbra, like where Redmond and Nolra are loud and brash, and Mooney is kind of odd and like comfortable in that oddness. It's not like she doesn't. I don't think Mooney even knows she's odd. I think Mooney just like, I'm Mooney and I do my things my way, and just assumes that everybody else is like, I'm Diara. I do things my way.
I do things my way.
Getting on t-shirts. We're getting on t-shirts. I'm doing things my way. But we see that there is sort of in the quietness, maybe between Umbra and Diara, those two have very much a strong bond. Like ye seem to be, James and Ash, that your characters seem to very much, I don't know if it's rely on each other, but there is something there.
Oh.
She's used to, I think, from like growing up in the orphanage, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Diara's used to like spending her time looking after the kids there, and Umbra is used to spending his time patching up the rest of them. So I don't know if there's an element of like caretaking to both of them as a unit. In spite of like, I'm fully aware that Nora has her moments where she's like, I'm going to defend everyone, and then fucking gets like mauled to death by a manticore or something. But like beyond that, we still have, sorry, I'm talking. Sorry, Fiona, I'm talking.
The court recognizes James. Please just continue.
Oh, I have things to say when it's my turn.
Oh, no.
It's your turn.
This
It's your
isn't
turn.
Jerry Springer.
I've muted her. Yeah, I think they both fit pretty naturally into that role of like the pair of them just being Kind of like
The picker up.
kind of parental. Yeah.
Yeah, we had said at the start in the session 0, I don't know if it was ever brought to the forefront in the story after that, but that adoption wise, Diara came first and Umbra came second, and for a long time it was just the two of them. So I feel like she kind of bonded with him more than any of the others. And then when the others came and they weren't as matched personality wise, she kind of, there was like a wall there. Like they were siblings, but Umbra was like
A friend.
a step above almost.
Oh.
Can't wait to ruin that. Making note. Umbra, friend? Question mark. Destroy.
Not
Mooney.
for long.
Hurt more animals. I'm taking that a weakness.
God, remember Dave the sheep?
Oh my god. He was the
Remember
first one.
R.I.P.
Dave?
Dave.
And that was the beginning of the end for Minnie.
Oh, there'll be loads more friends.
Back in session 1.
Oh. Well, it was a
Um,
Declan Duty game, so we knew what we were getting ourselves in for.
It's either hilarious off the rocks or it's trauma
Heartbreak.
dumping. Yeah, trauma dumping, heartbreak.
I just remember
Trauma
I think about it so often as well, the part it wasn't book 1, I think it was the start of book 2 when Minnie goes to the barn and she finds
The corpses.
remember that? All the carcasses.
That was so rough.
That was rough.
But then
That
we
was-
found the real cute, like, wasn't it like bedrolls or cushions that we had all embroidered? So that kind
Oh
of.
yeah, with all the
Yeah, I balance it.
we found cushions.
You know what the
So-
worst part is, though? You know what the worst part is, and this is where kind of maybe a bit of the guilt comes in.
Oh,
That was ad-libbed. I had no intention of there being a barn
my
full of dead
God.
animals.
Sure.
So what do you think that
I've seen
says
your
about you, Declan? Hang on,
I've
this
no
is now
idea.
the Declan
like
therapy
barns
hour.
full of dead animals.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
don't know.
God.
Let's see what chat thinks. Chat. No. There's
Yeah,
been-
that traumatized Minnie.
That was rough.
There's been for me kind of over the last 2 books, like there's been some really amazing kind of moments, just that like I just get to sit back and watch, and I think like, and Emma's not here with us, but and I know you all mentioned the
You
two.
make it sound like she's dead.
No, I'm sorry. Reginald is dead. Emma is very much alive and will be coming back to us.
We
Oh,
hope.
God.
Not through a seance or anything, like actually alive. Emma, if you're in chat, would you please let them know that-
Sound off, Emma. Sound off so we don't get
It sounds
called
like it killed you.
into the guard.
This is where rumors start. They killed her and they've replaced her. But there's when you again towards the middle of book 1, Emma still hasn't responded in chat, and I now know that Emma is setting this up to make us look like we did actually kill her. You should not be forgiven. But when Redmond went, when you were all in the mines and the cavern just outside the tree, and you found the body of the hill giant that was Redmond's employer, and just there was that kind of moment, just with kind of it's just this thing that Emma kind of does, because a little later on, and to a much greater extent even, when with Ilaria at the end of book 1, there's a real kind of power in taking kind of a pause, and I think Emma is very, very good at that. And I remember when she stumbled across Bulgir's remains, and while everyone seemed to be fixated on what he had done to try and warn, like with the scratching onto the ground and what he was trying to write. Regimen seemed to be very much just fixated on the fact that the man who trained him, the man who helped him hone his craft and taught him about runes and stuff like that, was dead. And yeah, I remember kind of going, because it's small. Like I didn't think of that. Like I was like, oh, it's just another dead NPC.
I got a dozen of them.
wait, I get to the barn.
Oh no.
But yeah, I think that's up there with one of my kind of favorite moments. And I loved Diara and the carnival.
Oh, the date! Oh, that's
Oh my god.
It's
Declan,
always.
you can say you just love flirting with me. It's fine.
I do love flirting with you.
I'm still waiting for my moment. I'm still waiting for my moment.
I just give you a load of NPCs to flirt with. You never do, though, Fiona.
Oh, you don't know that.
Yeah.
Well, remember
Who
when we found
does?
Eric's body?
Maybe pay more attention. Oh my god, Eric's body.
Oh.
My favorite part was the apple picking.
My favorite part was when I just had an inkling and caught Declan trying to fuck everything up with the pie contest.
Oh, that was brilliant. Yeah. That really annoyed Declan. So
It's just, you know, when you like set you're like in your head going, that'll be fun. And then a player comes around and rolls very well or spots it or thinks in a way that you didn't maybe think about something. Yeah, that was a load of fun. Not. Because I wanted to poison the village.
poison the village. You got your poisoning done eventually.
Yes, I did. And that kind of leads us towards for the end of book 1 and the revelations about Canuck and the life that you had all been living there. I think for me, again, looking back on it and even kind of watching some of the stuff back, everybody had such different reactions. And not just the players, obviously, like, but character wise, like there were some of you that got angry that I did not expect to get angry. Like I don't know, like this is gonna sound awfully vain.
Oh, here
But
we go.
Like, I'm your man. You love me. Bastard. You ungrateful bastard. I don't know. What was did you know? I obviously didn't know that was going to be your reaction, but is everybody happy with where they kind of went with their characters for that moment? Anybody feel bad about it?
Was this when we found Canuck destroyed, or is this when we were confronting Ilaria?
This was Ilaria, the confrontation with Ilaria, and the end of book 1.
Oh yeah.
I think Nora was highly focused on the fact that she didn't think Regimen was gonna chuck his token into the fire. I had a moment where I thought Emma wasn't gonna.
Yeah, same. I feel like Diara spent so much time living in her own fantasy land. The fact that she was living in an actual fantasy land, she was like so fucking annoyed by it. That's why she didn't hesitate with the letters and stuff. But
Yeah, I just don't think Minnie liked being lied to.
Yeah.
I just don't think she liked that.
I feel like if anything, Umbra might have been a bit too self-sacrificing there. And like, I think it was a lovely moment, but I also think in terms of like, he spends his entire life trying to avoid things getting hurt or prevent it or reverse things getting hurt. I think he was looking back at it, potentially maybe I was a bit quick to hurl him into what seemed at the time to be certain death.
Now
But would he do it for his siblings?
As characters, you definitely wouldn't do that again.
If it would stop you getting a level, Fiona, I would.
Oh. That's how you know they love each other.
I'm just not going to speak.
I think also what kind of annoyed Minnie as well, well, not annoyed her, more like kind of like confused her, is that how Ilaria would keep promising to bring them home, and then Minnie not really knowing where that home is, and then being taken to the beach, having all of her memories wiped, and then going back to Canuck after that, and just this promise of home, and without really elaborating. I just think that drove Minnie over the edge a wee bit.
Oh, Mooney.
She doesn't know where she came from.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby, she just wants her little animal friends.
They're all dead.
They're all gone.
We'll find you new friends. That's
Yeah, she's
Nora's
got
priority.
Brassica now. She's
Oh.
got her Brassica boy that she can feed and take care of.
He's going to give out about everything that you give him, though.
It's gonna
That's part of his charm.
We'll find
it?
something he likes.
I think because there really was no time to rest between book 1 and book 2, like both in terms of we just started straight into book 2, and there wasn't even like a day had gone past or a week had gone past, or we literally started right again with all of you at the orphanage, or at the ruins of the orphanage, looking down into the decayed state of Canuck, only to be have to deal with Tilly and Seamus.
That for me was the shocker when you rolled, wasn't it? And that 20 you got when Umbra was on the wolf to steal his potion. That infuriated me, because I think you ended the episode on letting us know that it was taken, because you didn't tell us what the roll was for, but it was real subtle. It was like, oh, maybe it's to hold Umbra on the wolf, you fucking snake. And when we found out at the end, oh wow, that was a shocker for me.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Yeah, I with Sister Tilda or Tilly, I'd R.I.P.
Big rip.
Big boom.
No.
I hadn't. She was always going to be a bit of a trickster. She was always going to be a bit slippery. Because I love a sarcastic nun. I love a nun with a bit of character. But then someone even playing a nun or acting to be a nun was just a lot of fun. But I will admit to something now. I will just plain admit to something. I forgot that Mooney could talk to animals.
Yeah.
Which
is something that surprised me that went through, because I thought that Mooney being able to speak with animals was part of Ilaria's influence. Like, it wasn't real. So I was surprised that I could still do that. But I have theory. Can I tell you my theory?
Yeah, here's your theory.
Watch his face.
I have a feeling that if I take that potion, I won't be able to understand animals anymore.
No, you put the idea in his head, Kat.
Yeah, don't give him ideas. That's a rookie mistake.
which is good, because I will put off drinking that potion. So whenever I do drink that potion, we are on dire straits.
No.
And also, she might just get thirsty.
I think Brassica drinks it.
I was also thinking about this the other day. I was like, I get that it's like, it's a life-saving option, but based on what happened to Reggie and Nora after they drank theirs, I don't know if it counts as metagaming, because I don't think Diara was there for either of those. But also, I'm like, I don't want to drink that shit. What's also like gonna happen?
Resources,
like lose their voice or something.
We don't really have resources for Revivify and things like that, so it's going to, metagame or not, we're gonna have to take them at some point, and I'm really excited for that, because that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun story.
Drink your potions. I bet you Umbra's tastes real funky because it's in my pocket for a while.
With the cloth and Molotov.
My sweaty wrist cloth was in it. Nom 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 nom. Choke that down, Umbra.
Well, Umbra's not drinking his anyway, so that's up for grabs if anyone else would like it.
I I'd also love to know what would happen if we swapped potions.
Oh, well, there's still time to find out.
Oh
There's
my
3 left.
god.
Party. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, go for it. See what happens.
Or
Or
mix them
we
all
just give them
together
all.
in a king's pint and then just take swigs of them all.
No, we give them all to one person, and that person turns into like a Megazord. I assume.
Is Umbra volunteering?
Oh my god.
No.
Kaiju.
Hi, Dumbra.
I vote Rooney.
If Brassica takes it, does he become a kaiju? Does he just get real big?
Must smash cove.
Poor Cove.
Yeah, for anybody that might have been kind of wondering, you're like, these potions aren't in D&D, because they're not. And I grew up as a wee baby TTRPGer playing a lot of GURPS and the old 3D6 system, and those games that I used to run back then are very much where I've kind of gone back to. And again, Eilish might be able to kind of attest to this because we were playing together all the way back then. It was 6 weeks ago. We're really big. But we did have a lot of fun, and I think, again, Eilish, you're probably the only one. You can probably kind of attest to that kind of influence bleeding in.
Yes. The emotional trauma. Yes, continue.
That's already big. I've never got rid of that. So I guess I really wanted to kind of start to see what would happen if you played with the mechanics a little bit, and I've actually relied on James a small bit for.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
So this is your fault.
Yeah, the whole no powers for Nora was actually James's idea.
It fully
Wait,
wasn't.
no, are you
It fully
joking?
wasn't. No, absolutely
Are
not.
you joking?
I'm
Was it
joking.
really him?
I'm joking.
James wouldn't be that horrible.
Oh, he fucking would.
Oh my
I wouldn't.
god.
Especially with me, he
I
would.
didn't.
Oh
He didn't,
my
he
god.
didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't. I'm joking.
We're going to talk
Oh,
after
my
this,
God.
and I'm going to get a full confession.
A false confession. is
Yes,
what
but
you're
it'll be a
talking
full
about.
false.
It'll still be a confession, and there will be repercussions for that confession. Oh, you don't know why you're laughing, asshole, because you're the one that was the mastermind.
So yeah, I'm playing around with these, and again, the potions, if you saw Nolra's or regimens in those episodes when they did drink those, that there was the immediate sort of impact and the side effect and the bonuses and the advantages and the power that came with it, quickly followed by, oh, that wasn't good, and I never want to do that again.
Was it worth it? Oh, I found
yes.
Regiment, by the way.
Ah, that's a funny
This is
joke.
Regiment after he took his potion.
That's not helping the fact that they think Emma's dead.
I fully thought you were just going to hold up a rock, so it's better than that.
Oh, no, it wouldn't be
Aw.
that cruel. Look, cute.
A pet
Little
rock.
Regiment.
Pet Reggie.
Regiment.
Oh.
What a good boy.
I'm gonna let my cat need him now. You just need him over there.
Oh, kitty cat.
There will be more as we continue on. We might even see the next stage of where this might go, and the impact of those potions later on, and
Further
other
impacts?
further, of course. That's just the first symptom.
If Regiment gets brought back from the dead, will he still incur these further punishments from his potion?
Probably not. You do know I'm just saying this to annoy you, right? That's
See, the thing about you, Declan, is that I can never tell what's truth and what's a lie.
Oh.
It's all
There's probably like, I think the
Lies.
cruelest thing would be if there's a really simple way to undo the whole thing for Nora, and it's just to like, don't kill anyone for 24 hours or something. And she'll never be uncursed as a result.
Oh, well,
Literally be nice to Brassica for one day.
Never.
I would actually, Radius Ona in chat said Kaiju Brassica, and then Eilish did I'm 100% endorsing Kaiju Brassica Radio Solna. 100%. You have to see it. Must see it. Smashing up Cove. But it's actually just Brassica with like a play set that was Moonies and some little dollies, and he's a kaiju, but he's just smashing up her play set.
Because she left him with the jab.
Yeah, with the jab. Going into book 3. Before we get into any favorite moments from book 2?
No.
I like
getting trauma dumped in book 3 then.
I have a favorite. My favorite was, it was so sexy, was when Diara was trying to impress Farron on the horse. That was one of my favorites. And she reared up, and you actually rolled really well, Eilish, which was the fucking annoying thing. You rolled so well, and then Farron rolled even better, and he's like, I'm not impressed, bitch, get back down here.
Oh my God.
I really enjoyed that moment. I really enjoyed that, because Diara we were all like, yeah, fucking show him, Diara, fuck yeah.
It did go one step further than going, get back down here, Jared. He shot an innocent bystander.
But it's okay, because when we came back to town, I blinded an old man and made him go deaf.
Oh no.
And he was their only mage.
Also, Umbra getting lightning bolted fucked me up big time.
Oh yeah, on the tin roof.
Terrible.
Yeah, on the tin roof, yeah. And then that poor old man getting killed and no one gives a shit. I always confused him with Crescent. That's what I was calling him, I think. I think it was something else. But he got killed and no one cared.
I cared. I felt really sorry for
Poor
him.
alcoholic.
He was a poor drunk.
He played his role. He gave us the information we needed.
Yeah, and he was also involved with slavers, so...
Yeah, not great look for him.
No redemption. No redemption. He was just a horrible, horrible, broken person who was horrible.
No, he's really broke. What?
And also finding out about, well, it's still book 1, I think, when we found out about the automatons and that they were people.
Yes.
That freaked me out.
Yeah.
That freaked me out.
Then
what was the name that Baru said? It was like Aaron or something. Aaron.
Yeah.
Who's Aaron?
I bet you it's like his son or his partner or something.
Aaron, who's this person?
Yeah. He was actually saying Aaron as in the Aran Islands, as in he really wanted to go.
Oh, I thought it was a name.
James,
oh my God,
no,
yeah, he was, yeah.
Not out of you specifically. No, hang on. No, I'm not taking the piss out of you. You just chose to have it be a targeted attack at you.
Yes, actually, that is correct as well, James. Sorry, you are correct again.
Oh, victim blaming. Oh, I see what it is. Okay.
Sorry, I was just trying to tell you how much I was enjoying Declan's story, but I'll just stop now.
I do like in the episode Turncoat, whenever Declan described the 2 farmers in the cart as being suspicious, that I drew little Among Us boys in my notes.
I love
amazing.
Speaking of those 2, I love that they had clues for us the whole time in that package they gave us, and nobody found them.
It just was to show you like how non-stop it has been. Like it has been literally non-stop since Cove that we've.
Yeah.
I think we've only had like a proper sleep maybe twice.
Who betrayed us? We had fingered Ronan for it, didn't we? Someone betrayed us in Cash.
I thought it was Ronan.
I'm not feeling Ronan.
Because she would have had to go through the stuff anyway when she was doing the laundry, and she would have found a note.
Yeah, but she knew where we were. How did Vestra get like directly to where we were?
Ronan.
Was it Ronan?
So I can't tell you that.
Why?
It was the
you told
little
us you
boy.
would.
Not over yet.
Not over. Because they're still back at the. They're still back. They didn't come with us to Cashlon, did they?
No.
No. To Cove?
Cove.
She was mysteriously missing on the ship.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Oh my God, and Marlon and Rejman never got to consummate their love.
Oh my God. Well, Marlon's probably dead as well.
There was a kiss.
No, he's
there was a
alive.
kiss.
There was a kiss.
There was a little kiss.
Yeah, I have a kiss.
Aw.
Again, this happens with games that Emma and I play a lot together. I usually end up having a character that falls in love with Emma's character.
Oh.
I don't know what that's about.
Oh. Well, you guys can sort that out in your own
You
time.
have to. Yep. Going into book 3, anybody else before we talk about James? Did you want to say something? Did I cut across?
I can't. I had something and it was good, but it's gone now forever.
Forever.
Is it about you
That's
getting
okay.
shot with a lightning bolt?
Was it about consummating the marriage?
Actually, my favorite part of it was when I thought it might all be over. For me personally, so I wouldn't have
When
to.
we couldn't, when all of our healing magic just wouldn't work.
Or when he had to go off and get the whiskey. That was a fun moment.
I was going to say that I liked. I thought Mooney's altercation in the bath was fun, and Mooney's general struggle for clothes
Yeah.
has been a fun time.
Still doesn't have shoes.
Oh
Doesn't have
no!
shoes.
Still doesn't have shoes.
But remember at the very first episode you said Mooney had hooves, but they.
Oh, then I changed my mind.
She's got feet now. Yeah, got feet.
Imaginary
big
Mooney
old
had
feet.
hooves. Real life Mooney has big size fucking 12s.
Hooves. Hooves are great, but I thought I have too many characters with hooves.
Okay.
We're bringing feet back.
Bringing feet back. I can imagine Mooney has big, like, goofy, gigantic feet.
They're big goofy feet, yeah.
Yeah.
They're 100% goofy feet.
And if you're just joining us, we're talking about
Big goofy feet.
It's an important plot point.
We're going to be taking a break in a couple of minutes, and we're going to be starting the prologue. We're going to be
Oh my god.
Not ready.
beginning book 3, Winter's Pilgrimage, and I am totally
They couldn't see it on stream. I thought I was being discreet. Now everyone's just.
No, you
no.
Going into book 3, anything that you want to do? Do you want to maybe tell us a little bit about what changes your character got since you recently leveled up? No.
Level 3 spells, baby.
Oh yeah, what? I need to take 2 spells.
Okay.
So
here.
Should
I
I
only got
just
to take
take
one.
Fireball? Should I take
Yes.
Fireball?
yes, 100%.
Oh, do we trust
That feels
Mooney
great.
with
That feels
Fireball?
Is there anything, because Nulra, or Fiona, we've talked about kind of Nulra and the fact that we're in Shaskan, where Nulra is from. Is there anything that you're hoping for?
A level.
Okay.
You already got yours.
My
It's not
favorite
our
thing is-
problem.
My favorite thing is you all know how awful I am with giving levels, and we all know how awful I am at responding to being told what to do. So telling me to give you a level usually means you're not going to see one until the end of book 3, unless
I
there's
don't.
a
No,
chart.
she doesn't want levels. She's not interested in levels. She doesn't give a shit about them.
I must give her a level then. So damn it, reverse psychology.
Just to clarify for everyone who might not know, she's the same level as the rest of us, yeah?
Shut up, you rat. That's because I took my potion and I got a level because I was so badass. I
So-
think that's why it was.
Homebrew
that was a
show
fun 5
wants to
minutes,
know, beyond new spells, is there anything new with your characters going into just a lot of spell stuff?
I
I
got
don't
some
think
level
so.
level 3 spells.
I got level 3. I'm wizard. I don't think I get any cool things.
Because y'all are all level 5, right? You're all level 5 now?
Correct.
5.
Yes, I've been 5 for a while now.
I don't think I get anything fun.
I thought no one just paid attention to that and just left it go. That for me was the best part.
Clerics get Destroy undead, so that's fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
And might be very useful for where we're going.
You have
I
calm
guess.
emotions? Who has calm emotions?
You
But you know
fucking
what I
don't have
did
calm
get?
emotions.
And I'm thoroughly excited about it.
Go on.
I get mass healing word.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You better come up with a list of words. I love when Declan catches you and James on the fly. What's your word, bitch?
Yeah. I have to
So-
make it part of a sentence. It's like a fucking spelling bee every time I want to heal somebody.
Oh no, you have to have something good. Like you owe me money, or I don't know. We'll
But
think of
is it
something
only
else.
one word?
I know. I think throw a sentence in there for the laugh. Go on.
Thanks, DM Fiona.
No worries. Anytime, Eilish.
I also I also took a spell called Tiny Hut because it just sounded fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's useful.
And yes, it sounds useful considering how we get on literally every session.
Or somewhere
So-
cold. Tiny Hut. What's the whole deal with Tiny Hut? It's like you get to hide out somewhere safe for a while, right?
Yeah, you get like
it
a little
basically
hideout.
creates a little dome around us, and it's like
Huddle up.
warm and dry inside, no matter what the atmosphere is like outside.
Oh my god, what's
And-
Diara's dome decorated with? Boy band posters.
Yes.
What
No.
else? Fairy lights.
No, you know what it's got all over? You know those vampire goth posters that
Yes.
HMV used to sell?
Yeah.
Emily Strange everywhere.
Oh no! Oh.
No, the like goth ladies with loads of wolves.
Ooh, very sexy.
She got Seamus to pose for some pictures.
And some really manky scented candles because he couldn't afford the good ones.
No, they're homemade. They're
Yeah.
homemade. She got a kit from Malaria one Christmas.
Yeah,
It's
they're
just
the
everything
ones that
smells
all
like
just smell
peppermint.
like wax. And yeah, basically other creatures can't come into it, and spells and magical effects can't get through it. So
Oh man, I'm really struggling because I don't want to take Fireball because it's not very mini.
What's in the top 3? We'll help you narrow it down.
Well, I took Counterspell, obviously,
Oh,
Nice.
because yeah.
I love a good counter spell.
Uh,
There's nothing like honestly. That was a moment right where I think Umbra was doing something to Vestra, or there was that like full on attack, and it was like no counter spelled. Like oh yeah.
You also used it on Diara when she used her last spell slot for Bane.
Yeah.
That
It's
really
true, I
annoyed
did.
me.
Oh, it is up there. One of my favorite spells.
Oh my god, what I want.
What are the fun wizard exclusive ones? There's got
I'm
to be
trying
some
to think of
unique
good
ones, right?
storybook ones, things like I could attribute to a storybook. Because that's mini steel.
Fireball.
Oh, that looks really fun.
One.
Oh, do I want to take Blink?
Oh,
Cute.
Because
That's
Blink
good.
is fun, but like the support caster in me really wants to take things that'll help other people.
Oh.
Maybe Haste?
Oh, yes.
There's a fun story there as well about a very busy country mouse who was trying to prepare for winter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your answer, Cass.
I think I'm going to take Haste. So there we go. Now I just need to
Yay.
prepare my spells.
We're
go.
going to be taking a quick 10-minute break, and we'll be back just around 9:10. But before we do, one quick announcement, and then I just want to briefly talk a little bit about Book 3, Winter's Pilgrimage. As said, we're missing Emma for this arc, but Emma will be returning alive, and the same Emma. I just have to stress that we're not just getting another random person called Emma. It will be the same Emma. Seriously, if you're in chat, stop lingering and just say something. It's starting to look really bad now. While we can't wait for Emma to return, we are very, very excited to announce that for the next arc, we are joined by Melissa O'Brien.
Yay!
Oh. Okay. Okay. Not everybody is excited to announce. Ooh. But Melissa is a very, very dear friend of ours at DA Dungeon. Phenomenally chaotic role player. Ridiculously talented and creative costume designer and seamstress. What are you laughing at?
I was just remembering the game we played, and she changed into a wild boar and just started like going crazy on a ship, just bucking and running everywhere and destroying the whole ship. It was very fun. She didn't mean to. She wanted to be stealthy, but then that failed.
Yeah, she got drunk. Yeah, so that's brace yourselves. She's playing a very normal, very rational character in this. So, can't
He's
wait
an
for you all to
accountant.
meet. Yeah, an accountant
Accountant.
named Derek. Goes to Trebolgan at the weekends and plays golf.
Mosney if he's feeling spicy.
He never goes to Mosney. He never goes to Mosney. Never goes to
Too
Mosney.
rich.
The other thing to very quickly announce is obviously that, yes, this is book 3. This is Winter's Pilgrimage, and yeah, we've mentioned a couple of times that obviously these games, Rise of the Forsaken, there can be moments of it that are particularly heavy. That can be particularly. Did Melissa just join and throw out all the cams?
No.
I don't think so.
Well, okay, that's fine.
It's
That's
fixed.
fine.
It's fixed.
My screen. Sorry, I'm sorry. My screen's been a bit weird.
Sure.
So, Winter's Pilgrimage is very much going to be about a journey through death and loss, grief and mourning, and that's not easy that's not an easy thing anyway. But and again, you might be wondering, Jesus, Declan, why the hell are you exploring these themes through fantasy D&D? Can we not just go fight goblins? Yes, we can. We can do that. We can do that. But I get to play with some phenomenal role players, and I get to play with some amazing storytellers, and I wouldn't trust this with just anybody. We are going to be taking your time to go through this. We will be. I can't say we're going to be lighthearted about it, but there are moments in grief where we can find a bit of light and a little bit of humor, and I'm very much looking forward to this next part of it. Just be aware that obviously it is thematically very, very heavy, and that might not be everybody's cup of tea. And we have always used the lines and veils, and I have spoken to the players about, or reminded everybody of that going forward, that we can X our way out of something. That said, I promise you that you've seen nothing yet. And this is going to be a heck of a journey. And I'm very, very excited to bring it to my players and to you as you guys watching. So yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We will see you shortly. You're not getting a level. Yeah, I agree with that. Excellent that. Okay. We'll see you all
Quick
very, very
intermission. I'm going to intermission. It's fine. She's gone.
as a minor bitch.
Well, I've closed my door. Shit.
And we're back. And apologies for that. Just a slight light hiccup. You might notice somebody new, and I'm not sure where they are in terms of position. Let me have a look. Down there. They're right down there. Which I pointed to off camera because of the way the stream is done. But you know where they are. You know who I'm pointing at. I hope. Emma's back, everybody. There's Emma. She's fine.
She's from Galway now. Screw her
She's
hair
from
out.
Galway now.
Hello.
Very, very excited. Well, I am. James isn't. To introduce you were very, very lethargic with that clap at the end. Sorry, I'm now just briefly scanning over some of the chat messages, and y'all need Jesus. But and on that note, everybody, this is Melissa.
She's Jesus.
Oh my God. Hi.
Melissa is joining us for book 3, and see, Emma is alive. She's in chat now.
Yay.
I'm now you, Emma.
We're going to dive into it. We're not even going to start with a brief introduction to Melissa's character Lunasa. I think it's best to take Lunasa face on. Really, when you think about it. Yeah, she's very, very, very subtle, very background character, which don't very, very minute. You won't even know she's here. It's very quiet. Very quiet.
I'm glad. Really quiet.
Oh, I was making Jesus miracle jokes on mute. No, that was just the power of Jesus muting you.
Fucking dickhead.
See, something only the real Emma would know.
I love my dog. Dogs are great.
It's Emma.
Oh my God.
Yay.
Okay, without any kind of further delay, the 4 of you find yourselves standing snow up to Diara and Umbra, your waist, Nulra and Mooney just below the knee. You feel it pressing against you. It is heavy, it is cold, it is wet, it stings, and where Ilaria was, and the bright, blinding flash of light as it dissipates overhead, watching and gazing down longingly, the moons burn through the tree line. It is pitch dark. The wind howls around you. Snow flicks and spits catching you. The weight of your clothes soaked by the mists and the sea spray around the island of Inishtarag is slowly freezing. You feel the cold setting into your bones like a dead weight. At the very edge of the darkness, you see the faint glowing of candlelight, firelight. And as your eyes adjust, you see a small, narrow forest trail walked into a pathway. It is narrow, it is flimsy, it's a little scattered, but it leads directly towards the burning light. There's the faint smell of sweet food cooking. Your stomach rumbles, your muscles ache, your skin burns from the cold. All of that is nothing in comparison to the loss of Regmund and the weight and the emptiness. What's everybody doing?
How far are we from the path?
You're about maybe 10 or 15 feet away from the path itself.
Can I attempt to pick Umbra and Diara up by the back of their clothes on the back of their necks and literally just heave them out and onto the path.
Okay. Yeah, give me strength checks. Diara and Umbra, are either of you going to resist?
Nah.
No.
Now you're kind of used to it.
I got a 17.
Okay. Yeah. Neither of them. I mean, you're used to tossing Redmond around. And he's a boulder. And as you grab both of them, just kind of by the scruff of their cloak hood, and you kind of, it's not a perfect lifting up over. You actually, both of you find yourselves kind of half dragged and thrown and flung across the snowbank. But you find yourselves kind of over the edge of this. And Diara and Umbra, the path is wet. It is mucky. It is sharp. There's chunks of mud that have frozen. And your hands are slightly grazed from where you fall and kind of skid. You're soaking through. And those wet clothes are freezing. It is getting hard. The air in your lungs is burning.
I'm going to put a hand back towards Mooney and reach out for her to help her out to the path.
Minnie takes her hand. She looks, can we see the sea?
It is just forest and frozen field.
Can we see Argoyle? Is he in sight?
There's nothing. All you see, Mooney, are your siblings, the trees, the moon, the light.
Where's Brassica?
As you're kind of drawn to that, as you now start to kind of make a mental stock of everything, Brassica is on your shoulder, sitting kind of back on his haunch legs, and he's looking up at the snow, and his tongue is sticking out.
Oh, so he's okay.
It's an ancient navigational technique. I was simply trying to taste the air to see where we were abouts.
Where does it taste like we are exactly?
Not at Inish Darug. I will give him a perception check.
Oh.
That is not great. We are, Mooney, by my best calculations, somewhere very cold.
Insight check. 17.
He is not lying. You are, in fact, somewhere very cold.
Vinny, satisfied that we are somewhere very cold, will take Nulra's hand and help the others up toward the path, and I assume we're heading toward the candlelight.
Yeah, is that where everyone's going?
Where are we?
Somewhere very cold, apparently.
Can I look around and see if I recognize anything? Can we see the sky overhead?
Yeah, you want to take a look at the old stars?
Yeah.
Give me a nature check. Nulra. What's everybody's passive perception? Just as just checking in,
17.
Mine is passive perception 12.
I got a 12 on my nature check and 13 passive perception.
16 passive perception.
I only caught the tail end of that, James. Sorry.
You said
16
20.
is my passive perception.
Okay. Okay, so I'll get you to re-roll those dice because I don't believe you now. Okay. While the four of you are looking at the path in front of you and the lights kind of flickering beyond, Nulra, you cast your eyes upwards. The night sky is very different to what you mapped and charted back home. And you don't see any of the the big star drawings, as Reginald called them. You kept inferring that they were constellations. He said that was a made-up word. Even when you pointed to it in a dictionary and several books, he said that was all fake. And you'd obviously written those in there. You don't see any of them. You don't see any of the familiar ones, and you don't know if that's just because you're not looking at the sky properly. You don't know if you can't get a bearing on it. And for a brief moment, Nora, as you look up at the night sky, you feel it very familiar. Like you've seen these stars before, like you've seen this night air before, you felt this cold, you felt the starlight, and you've been awash in a sky like this before. But you don't know where, and you don't know why. Diara and Umbra, while you try to stave off the cold, another sensation sorts of creeps in. Almost at the same time, the pair of you feel something watching you. Something out in the woods is waiting and watching.
Diara's going to point to Umbra subtly and just say, "Do you feel that?"
Yeah, but it might be nothing.
What do you see? Do you see something?
No, just feels off is all.
We're not in Innistarg.
Where do you think she sent us?
I don't know. But she didn't send Richmond with us. Can you still feel him, Umbra?
No. I don't
I
think
mean-
he's getting sent anywhere with us again.
He's gone.
I mean, we don't know that. I mean, we know that he got on the boat and sailed away, so maybe he's just out of reach.
Mom said he's gone, Annie.
I know, but gone where? Sure. Like, not gone.
Well, apparently we have a quest to do to take him back. If we can believe what she says.
I mean, it's something.
Everybody give me a constitution saving throw.
Oh no. What if I don't want to though?
Do we have to, Mom?
That's what you get for slagging me off.
Oh no!
23.
7. Can I use my inspiration from last time?
10.
Sure you can.
10.
Yeah.
Ha! 14.
Also 14.
And Nulra, you got a 20.
23.
Okay. Umbra, Diara, Mooney. That cold. Your fingers, your hands, your toes, your feet, they're numb.
Okay,
Your
maybe
whole-
we should go in.
Your whole body is freezing over. Like it's the weight of the clothes, the tiredness, the ache, all of it is setting and taking a toll on all of you. Nulra, you can feel the cold, particularly of the wet clothes that are freezing. It doesn't bother you.
Who looks the worst out of all of them?
It's kind of hard to tell. Everybody's a bit of a shamble. Like even if they don't look physically injured, Um, they all seem to be rattling against the elements.
She'll take her cloak off her shoulders and just like whip it out, trying to kind of get off any excess damp. And she'll throw it over Diara's shoulders and just turn to them and say, "Follow me quietly. We don't know who that is, so but we need to get you guys inside." And without waiting for them, she'll start striding forward. She's not going to take her axe off her back. She's just going to have a hand on it and see if she can make her way up to this hut and see and peer through the window and see who's inside.
As you turn and you begin to maneuver down the pathway, Nolra, you find that a couple of the branches are snagging against you. The pathway here is very, very low. In fact, like the whoever lives here, short. They're probably a little smaller than Diara. Everything seems to have like kind of grown around it in a little bit of a bubble or a little bit of an arch almost. And you're getting snagged and cut and scraped against frozen branch and ice. As you draw closer to the cottage and the light begins to grow a little brighter, you get the faint smell of honey, cinnamon, and cardamom, and the faint aroma of rolled oats and heavy cream, the way Eileen Sapris used to prepare them.
That will catch her for a minute, and she'll find herself like not stopping when she gets to the door until she realizes that they're not at home, if there ever was a home. And she'll just hold her breath and see if she can peer through the window.
Okay. Umbra, Diara, Mooney following?
Yeah, Mooney goes up to the door and do.
Okay.
It begins.
Tara's just gonna hang back and kind of put a hand on Umbra and be like, "See how this plays out."
Yeah.
Mooney!
What?
We don't know who's in there!
I know, but it's really cold out here and it smells good in there, so you never know. I'm sorry.
Okay, just stand back in case it's someone dangerous, okay?
Okay.
There's no response, Mooney, as you bang on the door. It rattles very heavy, and you can hear something like you can hear the metal inside, like the latch bounding up and down a small bit. As you try and peer in, are you, Nolra, are you just having a gawk in the window like a weirdo, or are you trying to be kind of sneaky about it?
I hate when you do this to me. I know she's gonna. Well, I mean, she's not gonna be sneaky now. She would have tried to be sneaky before Mooney smashed the door down. But now that Mooney's made the noise, she's just gonna like rub the frost off the window and just stare in properly. Because I mean, whoever's in there knows now.
As you clear away one of the window panes and you kind of scrape the frost away, inside looks like a picture from one of Mooney's storybooks. Like it looks like one of these. It's pure cottagecore cozy. It does. It looks so warm, and even though the cold doesn't bother you, there's a snugness to this space. It's low ceilings, again, which makes sense. The path, it's quite narrow. Give me a perception check beyond that, just to see what else you might pick up on as you kind of steer through.
Oh God. 17.
There's a small, dark red oak table. It's probably something you might have had in the drawing room in Canuck in the Red Orchard. usually for serving, like dishes we put on it, and then brought to the main table. This seems to be the main table. There are 6 bowls, 6 small chairs, 6 wooden spoons, 6 cups, all different sizes, different shapes, chipped, some looking more old than others, worn, the patterns faded. And in the back, in the hearth of the cottage, you see a small little fat black pot-bellied stove, and sitting on top of it a rather large cauldron bubbling away. In front of it there's a sheet, and you can see small little tarts slowly browning in front of the oven and fireplace.
Instinctively, she'll take a step towards the door. She's salivating. She can't remember the last time she had something decent to eat. But she'll stop herself and she'll put a hand on Minnie's shoulder and say, what was that story you told us before? I didn't remember the whole thing. And it was some witch and she was trying to fatten people up to eat them.
Oh, aye, that was the one of the witch, and she was trying to fatten people up to eat them. So basically, it was like this wee witch, and she had a house, and it was made out of chocolate. And then a bunch of children came, and she really wanted to eat them. So then she had the children eat the chocolate, and then she ate them like there was some sort of delicious children eclairs. But it turned out...
jeez, what's that there?
Oh,
Come here to me.
hello?
What's that giant ice thing in front of my house? They're clearing the way again. Get out of the way. And you just see this little bird come storming up as fast as she can and halts a dead stop behind whoever's at the very end.
You're behind us.
Yeah.
Behind you.
I will instinctively whip my axe out and level it at your fucking neck. Who are you? Who the fuck are you? Get the fuck away!
I'm right behind whoever's at the end of the queue.
Yeah, you're right behind Diara and Umbra.
Okay.
Yeah, as
I climb up the tall one. Umbrella.
Would that be me?
As the 4 of you are standing there, Umbra and Diara are waiting to see what Mooney and Nulra are going to unleash from the cottage. There's a hollering and frantic clucking and screaming and roaring coming behind you all on the path, and thundering towards the pair of you. There's an Aracorcoran hen. She's definitely old. Some would say past her prime. Others would say don't say that to her because she'll kill you. She's what's she wearing? What do they see?
So what you've seen storming up the path is basically a lovely little brown and white little bird, but it's a magnificent headpiece, which just happens to be all the feathers that she's losing over the years and sticking them back into her hair. She would be no more than maybe 2 foot tall, and that's her saying she's tall, so you could go smaller. When she runs, you see her skirt lift up, her feathers lift up, but her legs are so long, they're like an owl. Look up an owl running, it's great. These stiff legs storming at you, hollering and hooting. She climbs the tall one, so I don't know. I think
Umbra is the two. Umbra is taller than
Umbra. She's on top of Umbra's head, and she peeks over and looks down. What are you young ones doing here? So curtly,
Diara's just going to absolutely shriek and try and swat her off.
Mooney's going to try and pick her up.
I'm going to try to decapitate her.
Leave her alone, says Cat.
Umbra just has 1,000-yard stare, and his tinnitus is picking up. And he's just zoned out.
That at the end of the first half of this, I was like, this is going to be a very solemn and serious expedition.
I would like you to know who's watching. I don't know how to play D&D, and it's going to continue that way the whole time here.
Okay, so Diara, you are going to try and grab the hen woman. Mooney, you've come running to talk to your new friend. And
Do we
Nolra,
understand her?
yeah, she speaks.
By the way,
common. Yeah, she's
Okay.
common.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I mean, yeah, there's.
That's the sound put out for everybody else. Oh no. That I would imagine is just like my mic. Well, that's the thing. I don't think it'd be true. Us, it'd be true Twitch. Oh no. Okay. Can you hear? Yeah. It's. Is it just me you're hearing, or is it everybody? Are we all good? Yeah, that's the problem, huh? That's the problem, huh?
Hear the rest of us, or is it just James?
I have made some changes. How about now? Everybody else say something at the exact same time.
Why are you short up?
How was that, viewers? Was that a wonderful experience?
Chaotic and delicious.
There we go. Fifth grade.
Hey.
Now may I lick the house?
Sure, you may lick the house. I love how
Does it
this is
taste
what...
like chocolate?
No, it tastes like dirt and cold ice dirt.
I'm just gonna wink at Mooney. It's not a witch.
The head woman is already, she's kind of scarpered between you, and she's, Lunasa, you do see the tallest, well, the other tall one licking your house.
Come here, young one. I don't know what you're doing over there. The best dirt's at the back.
Money runs in.
Not inside, you fool. The back of the house. That's only nice food inside. That's the warm stuff I've been making for days.
Money pulls Brassica up from, her head, and she just holds him against her belly and looks around the house.
Mooney's gone
Nice
in.
and warm.
Oh, come on in. Hop, get in there now. Huh?
Don't fucking touch me.
Oh, it's going to be really small.
Mooney, it's you are haunched over and half squatting as you get in.
Oh my god.
You'll all fit. It's grand. You're not that tall. As she stares up at them all.
I might have something for that.
Do I have to get on my hands and knees to get in this house?
Bend your knees, your hips, and your head.
That's very specific. Have you had to give these instructions before?
In that exact order, yes.
No, that's what I do. Sure, look, I bend my knees, my hips, and my head, and I walk in.
And she does. She just walks into the house.
Is it like
I'll try follow suit. I'll follow the instructions. Well, I'm on my guard. I want to get in there and have a look around.
Come on, it's warm in here. Well, you look a bit rougher for wear.
I want to look over by the tarts.
Minnie's going to
Hold
look
on.
at the tarts too.
Now, don't you touch those tarts. We'll
Why, what's
feed
in
you
them?
first and you'll get some dessert afterwards.
Why
You
should we
don't
touch
have your
them?
dessert before your dinner.
Oh,
For God's sakes.
What's in
hey,
there?
what's
What do you mean? I put some berries in them. Where
What kind
do
of
you
berries?
think I am, lovey? I don't
Who
know.
the hell are you?
Brown
Who are
ones,
you?
red ones, blue ones, yellow ones, green ones.
No one eat the don't eat the
Canadian ones.
tarts. I'm going to pocket a tart as I tell my siblings to not eat the tarts.
Give me a sleight of hand check. Like, you don't get to do that just for free.
I want to use perception on that.
9.
Yeah, so everybody sees Nulra reach for a tart.
Come on,
Who
come on.
are
there's
you? Who are
chairs-
you?
Here. We'll sit down first and we'll have a chat. Go on.
No, we
There's a
won't.
chair there for each of one.
No one sit down. Don't point at all of them. Don't sit down.
Jesus. She's bossy, isn't she?
Did
Have a
Mom
look
send
at the
you?
rest of
Did
them.
Mom send you?
Ma'am?
Did our mom
Who's
send you?
Who's your ma'am?
Who is our mom?
Yeah, what's her name?
You tell me.
Well, what's your
Stop, Nora.
Umbra, I'm talking
Come
to the
on.
woman. Umbra,
Oh.
leave me. I've got this.
name? All right, I've
We
got
just
2
came up
names
and-
already. Thanks very much. Give me the other 2.
Mooney
She's like the
and
best
Diara.
ban on tea ever.
I'm sorry you appear to have found us staring into your home. You appear to have found a group of well-armed strangers staring into your house, and I
With the
understand your concern.
Sure, that's okay. I'm well used to strangers around here.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
often
Smile.
invite them
Okay.
in for dinner?
Sometimes. Sometimes they're dead, so we can't invite them in then.
Diara's face just drops.
Sure, you're alive. Hold on. Give us the other 2 names there for a second.
Oh, I am a Minnie. It's lovely to meet you.
Ah, you're a nice one. I like you.
I really like your house.
Ah, thanks. I've been building it all my life.
It's really good. A wee bit small, but I'm sure it's perfectly proportioned for you.
Small? Around these parts, this is the biggest house you'll ever see.
Maybe I'm just really tall. Maybe
I
this
think-
is just normal size.
Aye, you're not that tall. You're about as tall as myself when I was younger.
Wow. How old are you?
Too old for me to even count anymore.
What was your name again? No, I don't think I caught it.
My name is Lunasa. But a lot of people call me Looney, but I don't know why.
Oh my god, I can't imagine why.
I don't know either. You can call me Lunasa though. If you call me Looney, I'll know there's something up about you.
Okay, I won't call you that then.
But you can. It's all right. I don't mind.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so getting some mixed signals here, but then when do you ever
I've
not
never
get
given a mixed
signals?
signal in my entire life. I don't even know what signals are.
Neither do I, to be perfectly honest. It's just a word that I read in a book, but I've never actually heard anyone say it before, so for all I know, I'm not even saying it right. It
You
could
can
probably...
read? That's
I
a
can
good one.
read, it's probably pronounced
wild.
like signals, although that's quite close to the thing that I'm saying anyway, so maybe I'm pronouncing it right.
Sure, if you pronounce words, it doesn't matter what's coming out of your mouth, as long as something's coming out, right?
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I getcha, yeah.
So I'm really hungry. Do you think I can maybe eat something here while you talk to the other ones?
Mooney, don't touch the
no,
food.
Not until
Don't
you
touch
all
the
sit
food.
down. I won't. We don't serve here unless everybody's sitting at the table. There's
Minnie
manners
sits at
now
the
we hold in
table.
this house. You're a
Brassica,
good
what
one.
do you think? What do you think, Brassica?
I think if we don't sit down in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to eat one of you.
Oh, well, I'm going to sit down here so you don't have to do that. Minnie sits
I
down.
hate that one.
When Brassica speaks, you all just hear squeaks and little snorts. Except Mooney.
Even me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why does he sound like that?
What do you mean?
He sounds like a badger. He doesn't
Oh,
sound like Brassica.
He always sounds like a badger. That's what badgers sound like.
No, he sounded like a posh British man after the
What?
lighthouse.
What's British? It sounds awful.
It is. It was so grating, but now I don't know what he's saying.
Oh boy.
Why doesn't
broken?
this is what he always sounds like though?
It's
Is
not.
Brassica say something?
Can I eat the chicken, woman?
Minnie looks back at
Do
Dara.
I understand this yoke?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, Diara just shakes her head and is like, no, it's just squeaks. Did he say something?
He's always saying something.
It's true, I am. I'm always saying something. Oh, I think even more.
Can he understand us? Can you understand us?
Yes.
Mooney, I fear Umbra may have struck his head on something. He's speaking a lot slower than usual.
Do you think Lunny hit him really hard when she jumped up into his head? Although it's kind of unlikely, birds are very light because the bones are hollow.
What?
Brassica's kind of even looking at you just with that one. It's just, I don't really know what to do with that information, Mooney. I see 6 bulls. I assume she knows, I have feeding issues and require double the portion of everybody else to keep my energy up.
Wait, Lunny, did you have guests coming? Why is the table set for 6?
Well, sure, I've been waiting for you for a long time. Or was it a short time? I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Why were you waiting for us? What do you mean?
Who
Well,
told us?
your names sound awfully familiar, to be honest to you. That's why I wanted to know them.
While all this is going on, can Nora just do a little scout around the room? Nose?
I mean, yeah, you can turn your head one direction and you can turn the other
You're
direction.
on your knees with your head down and your knees bent.
Is there like a chest of drawers, or I don't know? What else is in the room that I can go rooting around?
There's a lot of stacks of different things. There's a stack of moss. There's a couple of clay pots. There's a little box that has nothing in it. There's half a chair, like an armchair. There's a cot with some bedrolls. That's kind of it.
There's nothing else.
Doesn't appear to be anything else.
Forgetting all of her warnings that she gave the others, she's going to cram a tart, not the one in her pocket. She's not touching that one. That's for later. She's going to grab another tart off the stove and start eating it. And
I'd like to smack that out of her hand. Not in my house. Dinner before dessert.
What's for dinner?
You reach for another tart, and there's just a swatting of a hand, Nolra, as your hand is slapped by Lunasa.
I said to you, we'll have them after dinner. Would you just sit at the table? For God's sakes, or you can go outside. I'll only feed people who sit at my table.
I want to know how you know who we are.
Well, I still don't know the last one's name, so I can't be telling you anything, can I?
Who's the last one?
I don't know. You gave me Nuna there. There's Umbrella, the lovely lady with the badger, and then the other one. I don't know the other one's name.
How many are we expecting?
Well, I'm also waiting for one more, but I'm expecting him to come through the door.
Well, he's not fucking coming, okay?
What do you mean he's not coming?
He's not coming. He's dead.
But sure, everybody dies.
Did you know that?
How am I meant to know anything? Sure, I don't know much. I know your mother. I met her a long time ago.
I fucking asked you. Did you know my ma?
Excuse me. We don't take volume very well in this household. So if you talk to me normally, I'll talk to you normally. So would you settle down, love? I know your mum. Sure, isn't she lovely? She's the nicest woman I met in a long time. But she's a bit of a flake. She goes away. She comes back. She leaves. She doesn't go again.
Oh,
But you know what?
now you're talking sense.
But she gets that from her dad. Her dad was like that too. Always coming and going here and there. Nice, lovely man. But sure, you couldn't rely on him. They're the same people. She was a lovely one. Well, I think she was anyway, so if I'm talking about the right lady.
Wait, hold up. Are you talking about Ilaria?
Oh, lovey. You're lucky if I remember most people's names.
Umbra, I can't do this. I'm just going to just tag team in with you, Umbra. I'm just going to let you just stand here. Is there anything else on the table?
No, the food hasn't been served yet.
Fuck's sake.
But
Yeah.
she's literally said, I don't know how many times now, that she's not serving it until everyone takes a seat at the table.
Just
Which
sit
might
at the table.
be physically impossible.
Is there... What? Are all the chairs tiny?
Yeah, they're all hen size.
You know, like kids' chairs but
Yeah.
smaller than that because it's
That
like
you get
has to be
stuck
chopped
out at a
down a
family
bit
function.
more.
Yeah.
I'll attempt to sit. I'll attempt to sit in the chair.
And I thank her. Thanks for sitting down. The rest of you?
Just sit the fuck down, please. Painful.
Diara's gonna sit and then just say to her, I'm Diara, by the way.
It's lovely to meet you. Thank you for introducing yourself. Now that I've heard all your names, I know your brother's name too. Regiment. And you said what happened to him?
How do you know his name?
I told you, I know you all. I've been waiting for years. Years, months, days? I couldn't tell you. It could have been an hour when I was meant to be waiting, but sure, look.
Hold on, where are we?
Sure, in my house.
Where's your house?
In the woods.
What continent are we on?
And she waddles over to her. What's a continent?
Umbra, please, Umbra. Umbra, I can't anymore. I can't.
I mean, I was gonna, and then you kept going. So, like, what do I do? What do I do
sorry.
here?
I love Nulra's version of tag teaming in is just tagging herself.
Is Umbra sitting down at the table yet?
He pulls the chair back completely and just sits cross-legged.
About
Not
time
on the
now.
chair, just on the floor.
That's
Oh,
all right. As long as
No.
he's at the table, and that's all that matters.
Seeing that there's like an
Except
empty chair.
you, tall one with the mouth, you need to be on the chair.
yeah, Mooney, sit in your chair.
No,
I am on a chair.
I'm talking to you. Nuna.
Seeing that there's like an empty chair where Regiment would have been sitting, Mooney takes Brassica and just puts him in his own little chair. And it's perfectly proportioned for him.
It is
That's
it's adorable.
Lunasa goes over to the stove and starts pulling out bits. So first the potatoes come down, and then the veg comes down, and more potatoes, and more potatoes. And then the stew comes out, and then she brings out a roast chicken. I'm sorry if some of you, I know it's a bit sensitive, but it's all right. I eat it so you can eat it. Chicken on the table. She brings out some gravy, but there's lots of leaves mixed into it, so you're not sure if it's dirt or gravy. It's a bit of a mystery pot. And then she brings out this big pot of stew, steaming, and everything she's bringing out is over her head because if she puts it any lower, she's just dragging it across the ground. The table is now full, and she brings over a big jug of water and a big jug of milk because you need that to keep going. Make sure you all drink milk. I don't care if you're lactose or whatever this thing the new age kids are saying, you drink the milk because your bones so strong. Would you look at mine? And she pulls up her kind of skirt and feathers, and all you see is her scrawny, bony little legs. Nice and strong.
The hollow.
And then she goes, come on, it'll warm you up and heal your wounds. And she pops food on the table.
Yay.
And she just says, now will we bring grace? Or Lord, or whatever this word of God is that I don't remember the name of. And she says that name. And then she starts to eat. So she just starts going. No manners needed here. Just eat And
Brassica's eating with a little spoon. He's eating with the spoon. Like, he's literally just like,
Oh,
yeah.
What a good boy. Minnie's just picking around the meat, but she's like eating so much.
Diara's doing her best Reggie impression and just like scraping
Horsing
loads of
it into
food
her.
onto her plate. Yeah, and horsing it into her.
Umbra eats like a normal person, I guess.
Umbra and Brassica so
Knife and
far.
fork.
Only normal ones.
Yeah, Nora's gonna pull a leg off the chicken, and as she goes to take a bite, she's gonna make eye contact with Lunasa, and it's just gonna make her kind of
Luna responds.
choke it down.
It tastes great.
Did you know it?
Did I know it?
Did you know the chicken?
I could have. I'm not sure. I cooked it this morning.
I'm
Names-
gonna.
Names run away from me.
I will put the leg back down, and I'll reach for a bowl of stew, and it said,
It all
"What color is
tastes
the meat in
great.
the stew?"
Brown.
Human. Yeah, it's everybody. It's one of those moments where like you're not quite sure what it tastes like. You haven't really given yourself the chance. And Umbra, as you do, eat the food like a normal person. I mean, literally, where were the rest of them raised? It's a little embarrassing. Even you find yourself like your belly is empty, and you're not sure if it's out of need for sustenance, or a need for comfort. But you do, all of you find yourself reaching for seconds and thirds, and there's all manner of potato. There's boiled and mashed. There's creamed. There's fried. There's baked. And everything is lashed in butter. The gravy is a bit on the herby side, and the earthy side, but it is rich, and there's chunks of onion in it, and there's something deeply reminiscent about the food that you're eating. And while you originally thought of Eileen Sapras and the home cooked meals at the Red Orchard, it goes sort of beyond that. It goes beyond just simple nourishment, and there's a connection here in the quiet. And though the chair is occupied by Brassica, each of you finds yourself for a moment just looking over at that space where he would have sat, seeing a rather polite badger slurping away on his soup or stew. A sort of a heaviness. You're not sure if it's the food, the warmth, the slightly smoky air here. Lunas has said she built the cottage by herself. Well, she doesn't have a degree in engineering, and you're not quite sure where the chimney from this stove is going. But there is sort of a heaviness now bearing down on all of you. It is that belly full, heart warm, and soul sort of at ease. The plates are empty. The pot of stew has only traces of scraps left at the bottom of it. Brassica is panned out next to a half-eaten tray of Bakewell tarts. You have yet to have any tarts. He simply ate half of them. And there's loads of crumbs around him, and his belly is like he's got a full-on little pot belly going, and he's half snoring next to the warm glow from the stove.
Any share that she got of the desserts or pastries, she didn't eat any. She's just put them in her tote bag.
What's everybody doing?
Minnie's putting all the leftovers in her tote bag.
think Umbra's just
Um,
taking stock of what they have at the moment and what they're missing now, considering he's like doing a quick check-in to see what people left like at the I guess left in the crater. And trying to figure out, he was like, are we still broke? Do we have any money? We can't pay you for this food. I'm assuming we cannot pay you for this food.
I would just stop. I don't take payment for food here. I'm glad you're fed and you're warm. That's all that matters to me. I know you've had a tough time out there. Sure, you wouldn't be here otherwise. So tell me, why have ye come in your own words?
We didn't do it on purpose. We
So
were
you
kind
were-
of exploded here.
You were brought here. Now, by what were you brought here?
Our mum
An
did.
explosion.
Your
His
mother?
mum, yes.
Ah, she was an
Always
explosion.
He likes to meddle in lives.
Ah,
I think
sure,
he
don't
does.
we all?
She's different.
She wasn't always different. I'll tell you that much.
How long have you known her?
Years, months, days, hours. It's all the same to me. People come, people go. People stay. People stay.
We're
Not
not
to be
staying.
blunt. No, hang on. Not to be blunt, but before we go any further, are you or are you not a deity or god?
Me? I'm a witch.
I fucking knew it!
Everyone give me Constitution saving throws.
Sure, the pot's there. It's obvious the day has come.
Mooney, the house
Everybody
wasn't
knows
chocolate.
that.
Why wasn't your house chocolate?
I have some chocolate. Hold on. Oh, that's not chocolate.
Oh no.
What do you mean you're a witch?
I don't know. Don't old ladies who live in a forest aren't they called witches these days? That's what you young ones call me.
Why are you helping us, really?
What do you mean? Who wouldn't help kids like you? You're only a bunch of small ones.
Yeah, plenty of people wouldn't. Tell us the truth.
We are full adults. We are grown.
Here, anything younger than me is not an adult as a child, and you're definitely children.
What are you after? What do you want from us?
I'm after. Sure, I just fed you. If I was after something, I'd already have taken it. And quite
What do you
fast.
want from us?
Maybe are you here to help us?
I'm always here to
Delirious.
help, young one.
Delaria sent you here to help. Do you know what we're supposed to do or where we're supposed to go?
We want to bring him back.
Hey, you want to find our brother?
Bring young Regimen back.
Aye.
I'll tell you this. Many people come here for lots of reasons, but mainly the pilgrimage. A pilgrimage I've been doing all my life. We travel long ways. It takes nearly a month to complete. And I'm telling you now, it's not as easy as it used to be. Not many
Doesn't
people come
matter.
around to do it anymore because it's tough. This forest is beautiful. I'm telling you, it's the most beautiful, wonderful place. Pity about the monsters coming around every now and again, but I'm a strong lady and I'll scare them off. But I'm telling you, this winter pilgrimage is something that I think all of you need to do. It may help you, it may not. But it's something I've been doing a long time and it's helped many and also helped none.
What does this pilgrimage entail? Like, what's at
Must-
the end of it?
Well, I've never exactly. Well, I have made it, but it's been a while. You go walking, and then you do some more walking. And then you stop to have a snack, because we always have snacks on the way.
Oh, aye, of course.
And then, it's a bit icy and cold, so we have to stop for a night. It takes a long time, but you walk, and you walk, and you walk. And then you walk some more.
Hey, but what happens when you stop walking? Like, what will walking do?
you just keep walking.
Well, when
Nora's going to look to the rest of her siblings and just say, is this what Mom was talking about?
we also have to like think about all the people back at the town at Cove. I'll probably have to make a way back there as well to see.
Mooney, we don't even know where we are.
I know, and you don't know where we are either, Lanissa. Are there any towns or villages or
Now, love.
any outposts?
Everything
A
around
map?
here. I can draw you a map.
That would be good.
Fuck's sake.
No. No. No,
But
thank you.
are there any other towns or villages or outposts nearby?
There's temples.
Aye.
It's part of the trek and the walk. You hit some temples along the way.
What about the monsters you talked about?
Sure, there's monsters everywhere. You're a bit of a monster, love.
There, chokes on her milk.
You remind me of someone. You know that.
Minnie looks at Brassica.
Go on, tell me then.
You remind me a lot of Aerith. Do you know her? Have you ever heard of her?
Who?
Mother of fire, goddess of flame, the sun, passion and war.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
No.
No.
Well, you're very tall like her. That's why you remind me of her. And you're a bit of a twat.
Oh, Jesus. Regiment would have loved this. He would have really loved you.
So we should go on the pilgrimage then.
I'm telling you
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
The
Is
pilgrimage
it through the
something-
mountains? Is it through the mountains? Do you remember that at least?
I'm not going to talk to you, Noona, anymore if you keep talking to me with that cheek.
Ma said it was in the mountains.
Of course it's in the mountains. We're in the bloody mountains and forests now. Where else do you think's around us?
I don't fucking know because you won't tell me.
You're outside. What else is around you but forest and wood? That's all that's ever been around me.
She's just gonna step outside. She's stepping outside.
It's cold
Done.
out there, love.
I know.
Nolra, you, having had your fill of stew and conversation, and Lunisa, you step outside. Umbra, Diara, Mooney, what are the three of you doing?
Minnie. Oh, go on ahead.
I was just going to say that she's kind of waiting for Umbra to make some sense of the entire evening. And like she's obviously made up her mind that she wants to go on the pilgrimage, but she's not going to do it on her own. So she's waiting for them to voice their opinions.
Minnie's gonna take a little shawl. No doubt there's a shawl somewhere around here, and she's gonna
It's
go out.
about 5 inches. Like it's
That'll
not
do.
big.
And she'll go outside and follow Nulra and put like the little shawl on her shoulder and just stand beside her.
Really, what the hell have we gotten ourselves into?
I don't know.
I can't cope anymore. I can't take any more of this.
Yeah.
It's just one thing after the fucking next, and I can't fucking cope.
It's been a hell of a week. So I think maybe we should go to sleep. I'm sure Lunasa will let us stay the night. And maybe we can like try and get our bearings in the morning, because you know it's really dark out here and we don't really know where we are. And it might be easier to find out in the morning. Like,
Can I
we
look
might.
at Mooney and just make eye contact with you and just ask, can we trust her?
I think so. I mean, it's been a lot, but I don't think it's going to serve us well if everyone we meet, we immediately assume that they're out to hurt us. Like we did that with Tilly. I don't think we should do that with Lunasa. I think, she's trying to help us in her own funny wee way. Maybe we should just be patient with her. Get some sleep. I don't think we're going to get a lot of answers out of her, to be honest, but I don't think that's her fault. So maybe there's like a big hill we can climb on and like get our bearings, and if not, we can see what this wee pilgrimage is about. Even if it is just to get to another temple and maybe ask some more questions to some people that might be a little bit more coherent. But I don't know.
Noel will reach out and give Mooney's hand a squeeze, and she's not going to look at you. She'll just say, thanks. You know what?
Sorry. Hi.
Imagine how fuming Regiment is that he's missed all that food.
I know, he's absolutely scunded.
She's going to take the tart that she stole, the first tart, the one that wasn't slapped out of her hand, and she's just going to leave it beside her in the snow and just say, that's for you. And she's going to stand up and she'll walk back in with Mooney.
Minnie will look at the tart and wonder what lovely little forest critter will come and snag that up.
It's wolves.
Rabid wolves.
Timber wolves. They're the size of the house. We'll wake
Their
up.
perfect bait is tarts, and now I've drawn them to us.
It'll be a macabre display of feathers sprawled across the cabin when we wake up.
Well, that lovely, charming scene took a very dark turn.
Minnie will follow her sister and
When they come back in,
close the
Umbra's
door.
like real deep, being like, so then after the place that we grew up in turned out to be a fabrication weaved by our mother, I died and we left, and then we went to Cove, and then there was a rebellion. Dad again. Regiment fought his. Regiment went off chasing this the guy who had sold him into slavery when he was young. This was before we lived in.
Here, hold on. I wasn't listening. I don't know what's going on. You'll have to start again another day.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I got distracted. I'm sorry. It happens.
No, that's understandable. It's hard to follow.
Yeah.
Rude.
Nora's going to take a deep breath and approach Lunasa. I'll try and remember what Mooney told her. Miss Lunasa, can you please just find my sisters and my brother somewhere warm to sleep tonight? Somewhere safe.
She looks around the room and goes, "You've already found it. Come on.
Are we safe here?
You're always safe with me, lovey." And she pats her on the head as she's bent her knees.
Good luck.
You bent your knees, you bent your hips, and you bent your head to get in this house. You're at my level now, love.
It can't possibly get any worse than it is.
It can always get worse, but it can always get better.
Mm-hmm.
But always worse too. But better as well. And she gives her a peck on the head. But not a kiss, like a peck.
She reefed the head off you.
One piercing damage.
No.
Is that worse or better?
I can't take much more.
Roll for initiative.
Surprise!
As the four of you find warmth and shelter and comfort in Lunas's cottage, and you bundle down for the night, sleep comes very quickly. It's that thing of you find yourself trying to remember what you were thinking about, and then it's just dreams. And for each of you, it is very, very different. Umbra, you find yourself standing on a pebbled beach. It is the seconds and minutes between night and day. The sky is burning orange, pink, and purple. And you find yourself waiting for someone. But all that you have for company is the sound of the tide rolling in and waves falling. Diara, you find yourself in Mrs. Sapras's kitchen. You're very small. You're up to her waist, and she's handing you the excess cuttings from a tart. And you just find yourself dreaming of the very first time you learned to bake. It didn't go particularly well. The jam caught and burned. Eileen ate it. Mr. Sapras ate it with a lot of milk. And Illyria finished the last jam tart.
Oh.
Mooney, when you sleep, you find yourself just floating, just suspended in absolutely nothing. You are weightless. You are neither falling nor rising. You feel completely and totally at ease, at rest. But at the edges, it's just where you can feel the tips of your fingers, like a piece of cloth that has slightly snagged. You feel a frayed thread and a overwhelming desire to just pull it. Nora. You dream of woods. Your heart racing, cold air on you. The sky overhead, a blanket of 10,000 stars. The moon's staring down, the harsh, sharp back of the Black Mountains, jagged and stabbing upwards into the night sky. A firm but gentle hand holding yours, sweeping you up. And you find yourself staring into the face of a young man. And he just wipes a little snow from your nose. He beams down at you. And you just hear yourself sing, Papa. And he points at the mountains. And you see the towering silhouette of a temple. And he swings you up onto his shoulders as you march north. Night passes. The fire stays lit, the cottage still warm, and as the first rays of light pierce through the trees of the frozen woods, You are the first to wake Nolra. And as you open the door, stare out into the morning air, the tart is gone. And small, heavy footprints lead away from it, deeper into the woods. And we'll leave the prologue of Book 3, The Winter's Pilgrimage, there. We return.
Boots? Boot prints or animal prints?
Boot prints. I said boot prints. Heavy boot prints.
Oh, it's the boy. He came back. Oh, it's Santa.
We return in 2 weeks for chapter 19, the first step. I'm Declan. I've been your dungeon master. I've been joined this evening by James as Umbra, Fiona as Nolra, Kat as Mooney, Eilish as Diara, and for the first time and not the last time, Melissa as the indomitable, slightly barmy Lunasa.
Oh, I love them.
It has been an absolute
Lunatic.
pleasure to be back. And we're very much looking forward to playing this story out and having you all with us in chat. Very, very quickly, just to mention a couple of bits and pieces. I mentioned at the start of the prologue, in case anybody didn't hear it, we will be looking for people to join us for a Thursday night stream. So if you think you can play on Irish time, IST, we are playing the Lost Mines of Fendelver, so one of the Wizards of the Coast's playthrough modular adventures, and we're doing it a little bit differently because it'll be random DMs, and that's what we're calling it, random DMs, because each session the DM will be determined by a roll of the dice. So we'll be taking turns playing through it. There's a few of us who've never DM'd before joining. Well, one of us so far. There's just one of us who's confirmed that there. Fiona's joining us to DM.
I know y'all want to see that.
If you've never DM'd before and you'd like, that sounds like something stupid and fun, I'll throw my hat in the ring for that. You'd be more than welcome along. Get in touch with us over on our Discord. You can drop me a message there, or you can reach out to us on social media at D8 Dungeon. We have an affiliate link with the Rook and the Raven, just very quickly to mention. If you use the code D8 Dungeon at checkout, you will receive a 15% discount. And that allows you to customize a campaign journal or player journal to your heart's content. You're not getting a level.
It's in my journal. It has to come true.
Oh, okay. No, I've seen some of those notes.
Oh my
We're going to wrap
my
things up
God.
here very, very quickly just to say we are D8 Dungeon, and it is so good to be back telling stories and hanging out with you all again. So let's never take a season break again. That was stupid. We're never doing that again. Good night, everybody. Have a great week, and we will see you very, very soon.
Bye, everyone.
See you later.
Bye.
Yeah.